Hi, I'm Bill Needham, and welcome to another episode of Ham Radio Today. My call is K1RV, and also in the studio is Pi.
And I thought my call was K1RV,
Oh, did I
and
say
yours
that
was
again?
K1WN.
Did I say that again? Yeah. Hey, listen, whatever. They know who I am. They know who you are. Let's get right into it. This is K1WN.
Yeah.
The Watson, 2 weeks ago. Big time.
Right.
Big time.
International Museum Ships Weekend.
So
huge.
Why don't you tell us all the fun we had down there? Well, we did have a good time.
We had a great time. The K1USN Club, we were the group that had started International Museum Ships Weekend back in 1997 was the very first one, and it's been going ever since. And there were 85 ships that participated this year. A total of 85 ships and museums. We had 3 museums, and the Watson was one of them. Actually, we were right at the top of the list. We're really pleased that they've given us that stature, kind of like they consider us a legacy station because we were the guys that began it. But it was great. It was really good. Band conditions were reasonably good, and we ourselves made, I think, just under 600 contacts during the course of the weekend.
Yeah.
Probably close to a dozen or maybe 15 ships we worked for, ourselves. And the idea was that people all around the world would get a chance to communicate with some of these museum ships. And it's an extremely popular event. A lot of fun.
It was, yeah. I was down there, I was down most of it, but Sunday morning I went down, and I know you were tied up, KB1TOM, Tom showed up, and we were on, and we had a run going you wouldn't believe. Yeah. But doing this, somebody come on and said there was another station pretty close to us, and we were bothering people trying to get to the other station. So we actually moved where normally you wouldn't. But I mean, everybody was having such a good time. But it was nice to hear the band hopping, and it was jumping on quite a bit. I know a friend of yours was down there, and he was on CW for quite a few hours. And he had a heck of a time.
Yeah, W1AI. He was having a great time on CW. He and I did a lot of the CW work there.
Yeah. So we got about 600 contacts.
Close to it, yes.
And how many ships do you think have you got
I think
into
it may have, I didn't get the final count, but I think it was close to 15.
Fantastic, yeah. I tried at the house, and I think, what do you needed what?
You needed 15 to get a certificate.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
And
the people on the Battleship New Jersey have taken over the sponsoring of the event, and they ask people to send their log information into them, and for 15, if you work 15 ships, and they can get a special certificate.
Okay, I think Jim K when he
he did.
And he got it, and I don't know if Tom got it or not. When I got home, I tried and I checked my log. I think I had about 10, and some of the calls I just didn't recognize. I just didn't.
Yeah, you really needed to go on to the website and
find out who it was.
Right, and print out the list. That's what we did. We had printed out the list over there at the Watson, so we could see and pick up on some of the call signs.
But it worked. It really worked out well, and it was a lot of fun. And anybody that's around on a Saturday morning, whether they're involved with scouts or different groups with kids.
Just individuals that are curious.
Yeah, stop by after 9 o'clock Saturday morning. We're normally there. We will be there this weekend. I don't know when this show will be aired, but we will be there this weekend with Field Day, which is, that's
another big operating event.
Oh yeah, that's the king of all of them here in the United States. So everybody can show how they're ready for any kind of emergencies, and we're going to be teaming up once again with BEMA.
French Emergency Management.
Yeah, and BEMA, we've done it in the past couple of years, 2 or 3 years, with BEMA at Sunset Lake, but because of all the activity at Sunset Lake this year and how it worked out last year, it was kind of difficult to be operating and having rockets go off and all kinds of explosions all around you.
They do the 4th of July celebration a week early. It happens to coincide.
And I think BEMA, a couple of years ago, they set up a tent over by the stage, and they were competing against all the acts, which I mean, in amateur radio they couldn't do too much. They do offer good service over there on medical and all that emergency response with the police and fire. But getting back to the battleships, yeah, it was good. It was good. The weather was good, and hopefully we'll have the same this weekend if the rain ever stops. It's just going on and on. But yeah, listen, I got my magazine from the Quarter Century Wireless Association. You don't have to get a close-up of this, but this is after you're in 25 years, I know you're holding on for a little more. I won't get into that below age. But after you're in 25 years, you have the opportunity of joining the Quarter Century Wireless. And it's funny, they're having a cruise on one of the Holland American ships in November out of Fort Lauderdale, a 7-day cruise, and they already have the balloons and the helium, and ICOM has been good enough to donate some equipment, so it'll be something for their wives to do. Well, these guys are going to operate 24/7 maritime mobile from the Caribbean. So I don't know if Tony and Ann will be going that one. They go to a lot of them, but we have already something coming up, so we won't be joining them on the Holland American, but it's supposed to be a brand new ship. You want to talk about, you were out to Dayton a few weeks ago.
That was back in mid-May, the Dayton Hamvention. We were out there again, and that's always a wonderful take. And there were probably, I don't know what the final count was, I think it was close to 23,000 hams from all around the world were there, and it's just a chance for all the manufacturers to show off their latest equipment and people to ask questions with the, the technical people that are there, and then just to socialize and see people that you've maybe spoken with, but never had a chance to attach a face to the voice. So when we were out there, there was someone that was in the same room that we were in with our display, and he has a shortwave broadcast show. His name is Ted Randall, and his website is www, it's called QSO.net, but it's tedrandall.com. And Ted Randall and his wife and 2 of his sons are all hams, and this radio show, he was doing live interviews there, and he had quite a setup. He had a little studio set up like this, right there on the floor of the show, and he had some pretty interesting audio equipment. But he was interviewing people, participants, just interesting people, and so.
Of course, you got involved.
Well,
you've never seen a microphone or a camera you didn't like.
We got a chance to talk about a few things there, and then I had a few people that I knew that I introduced to him, and he interviewed them. One of the people that I did interview, I introduced him to, was someone who we're going to do a show on in one of the upcoming weeks, and his call sign, it used to be N0TU. His name is Steve. And I met him I had spoken with him on the air before. He's a pretty interesting individual. I had spoken with him on the air. He's now changed his call sign. After I saw him in Orlando, he had changed his call sign from N0TU to WG0AT. And if you write that down, it's WGOAT. And you go, well, why would anybody want to do that? Well, this is the gentleman who has 2 goats, Rooster and Peanut. And he does a lot of, around here we'd call it hilltopping, but out there it's mountain topping. He climbs up some of these pretty tall peaks with his goats, has them carrying some of his equipment up, and then he sets up a portable antenna and his radio with a battery pack, and gets on the air. And he's got some great videos,
it's amazing,
which he's given us, and we'll incorporate some of that on one of the upcoming shows.
Well, I think he's retired he was a video.
Yeah, he's a videographer, so he's got some of his videos.
Well, I've seen some of them, just fantastic. And I love when he's talking to his goats.
Yeah.
He actually talks to his goats. He's not that old, but he is talking to his goats. But then he's putting up graphics of the goats talking back to him, and it's some pretty funny stuff. But he has whoever else travels with him. I think I've seen him just in one. He was gracious enough to give us 4 DVDs, and I only seen the fellow that travels with him in one, but. Going up to some of these locations that you'll see, and I shouldn't go too far with this, but you'll see where he goes up to some of these, and he's shooting as he's going along,